I'm Mark Podell, CEO of Duran Scales. I'm here to introduce you to QCWay. QCWay consists of a 2200 CW Checkweigher and Windows compatible software. So the application for QCWay is any manufacturer, anyone in the food industry, and the purpose of QCWay is to collect your plant floor data, provide reporting on that data, and also verify that your QC procedures are being followed. Some of the questions you might ask yourself about your current QC application is, if you have handwritten forms, are those forms an accurate representation of your plant manufacturing process? Another thing that you need to ask yourself is, are my weighments being taken on a regular basis? Are they being taken in the right amount of time that's required to keep your process under control? And the last thing you should ask yourself is, how do I know that the equipment is being adjusted based on these weighments, assuming that they do happen and assuming that they are being recorded accurately, to keep my product into tolerance? So the next thing we're going to discuss is how the 2200 CW, once installed on your plant floor, is going to operate and help improve your operations, help make sure that all of your data is being collected, and to make sure that the data that's being collected is being reported on and helps management make a decision based on the data that they see. Some of the improvements that we've seen our customers receive from installing the QCWay into their plant is increased accountability for the employees. They now know that their job function is being reported upon. They know that now they need to do their function properly. Now the data is being recorded digitally, so now you can run reports and you can do analysis based on those reports. We've had customers contact us and say, hey, we found out that this piece of equipment wasn't performing properly and we had to get it remanufactured, and we found that out based on the data collected from your scale and the reporting that was available to us. And so that customer went ahead and remanufactured their equipment, and their profitability went up significantly. We've had other customers contact us and say, we found out that our employees were not taking their measurements as they should have been, and were falsifying some of the handwritten sheets. So we found that just taking the step of installing this scale not only made the employee do their job, but we also found out how much profitability we lost over the years by not really being able to monitor this employee. So let's take a look at how the 2200 CW will operate on your plant floor. The first thing you see here is that the scale is requesting a login, so I'm going to enter in my ID number. Go ahead and press enter. And then we have a product ID to select. It says 0223, that's the product I'm going to be using. I'm going to hit enter here. And as you notice, you see a counter counting down on the scale. So these are the times between weighments that we need the operator to take. Once we get to 0, the word late comes up on the display and the red light activates. And so what we're doing here is we're making the employee know that this is visible to us on the plant floor. So if somebody walks by and says, hey, the red light's on, are you taking your weighments? And then you don't even have to go that far, because it's going to appear in the reporting that they haven't been taking their weighments. So you're going to see some data that's going to show you that there was a large gap in weighments. So I'm going to go ahead and take our weighment. This is final packaging of hamburger buns that we're verifying. And so if you notice, there's a C here on the display and it reads 12.6, and the accept Checkweigh light is on. I'll go ahead and remove that because we're still counting down here. And so what happens is that once we see the C on the display, it does not allow the operator to modify the weighment. So if they go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to take a little bit off or add a little bit to the weighment to make sure the data's right, and in the meantime, the scale is still beating the drum saying, hey, you need to take another weighment. So I'll go ahead and take another weighment. We'll see the C show up. If I modify the weight, it does show up on the display, but that C that's the number that's in the database. So it cannot be modified once it's added to the scale. So we've covered some of the most important features of QCWay and the 2200 CW. Please contact us and we'll put you in touch with one of our application specialists to help you decide how to best take advantage of this powerful software.